Welcome to another Games Talk Live, episode number 166, I believe. Anyways, it's good to have everybody back. Me and Hargeet, and of course you listening along. Second show since we've been back with a little hiatus there, but everything seems to be going normal here on my end in terms of technical stuff and everything. Hargeet, welcome back. How are you doing this week?
Yeah, doing well. I finally managed to finish Sea of Stars before it leaves, so that was cool. It's a pretty good game. But yeah, now we'll look into whatever the next game is. I bought Mafia, which I haven't started. Metal Gear, which just came out. HellDivers, right, which just came out on Xbox. So I don't know if I'll pick one of those or the many games that I have in my backlog, but whatever. So I've been having fun with that. Busy at work, but and there's always some good gaming news coming up, as far as things happening.
Oh, for sure. For sure, man. There's always some gaming news to talk about. I see a Boba Fett Gaming in the chat. What's up? I did accidentally put the time wrong again this week, and I apologize. Next week, it'll all be fixed. For sure. It's definitely starting at 3 p.m. West Coast time, 6 p.m. East Coast. Rachie says, good afternoon, people of YouTube. Good people of YouTube, actually. Good afternoon to you too, sir. Yeah, so
did you get a chance to play anything? Have you
I've been playing
unpacking?
No. I started to play PoE 2. We got the new update finally. And I'm exploring that. Yep. One thing I'm noticing though, if anybody out there is playing the game, maybe you guys can, speak to me on this, whether it's in comments or in the chat. I'm noticing that I'm having a hard time finding gear that supports my character. And I don't know if it's just one of those crap out of luck things, like maybe it's just bad RNG for me, or if like the loot drops are way low when it comes to certain things, like, because within the game, there's mechanics where you have to have certain defenses, and some of those are against elements. And so you have like lightning defense, cold defense, and fire. And I'm trying to get more defense on that, on gear and stuff, and even through runes and stuff. And I'm not finding anything. Like it's not helping much. And it's kind of frustrating. I die a lot because of it, but I'm having a good time with the update. I think some of the other stuff that they've added is really cool. I've already got almost 700 hours in that game since launch, or not launch. It's in early access, but since they launched it in early access, and I can see myself putting much more into this. Again, it's my forever game. It's one of those games that I pick up every time they have a new season, new league. I can just jump in and play, kind of like Diablo was, So it's one of those. It's pretty good.
Cool.
Boba, I was playing the what do you call it? Why does it elude me? The monk class. I was trying the Hands of Chalupa this time instead of the using the bow staff or whatever. So that's what I'm trying. I have another character I started too. I'm going to see how that goes as well. But so far, even with the other character, I mean, it's still early days. I'm not finding enough defense. I don't know. It's just, maybe it's a me problem. Maybe bad RNG. I had great RNG last league that they put out. So I don't know. Anyways, aside from that, somebody said, chalupas. Not the Taco Bell chalupas, which, by the way, I've never cared for a chalupa. My go-to at McDonald's, not McDonald's, at Taco Bell is something like the chicken bowl with no rice and, these days. But back in the day, it was like the tacos and Burrito Supreme. And way back in the day, they had that enchilito. You remember that, Hargeet, the enchilito?
Yeah.
I used to eat that, but not the chalupa.
Taco Bell.
Yeah.
It's good, but whatever. It's Taco Bell.
It's Taco Bell. Yeah, let's get into our first topic here today. Let's talk about, so earlier this week, there was some news, or at least rumors swirling, that Forza Horizon 6 would be in Japan. Has that been confirmed, by the way? Because
I don't think so.
it's just Nate the
What
Hate,
it
right? Putting this out there.
Well, yeah, and a couple of others have also, more reputable ones have also, I don't want to say Nate the Hate isn't reputable, but there's other ones that consistently tell us stuff that ends up being true.
Yeah.
That have also said, we've seen the documentation, it's coming. It is in Japan, like those kind of things. Like, okay, cool. Again, we don't know until it comes out, right? And they say that it's imminent as far as the announcement sometime this coming month in September. And the obvious place to me would be is if you're putting it in Japan, you're going to Tokyo Game Show, you might as well announce it there, right? So I'm guessing that's what's going to happen, but look, it's not official yet. It's we will find out. What is official is Forza is coming next year. How do we know that? June showcase. Phil Spencer himself said Forza is coming next year. So, and it ain't going to be Motorsport because that team is decimated right now. So it's going to be Horizon. And would it make sense to do it in Japan? Why not, right? Everybody's been waiting for that one.
They have.
So why not, right? It's up to that team, of course. Playground can do whatever they want. They've been hitting, very, very high marks every time they come out. So like we'll just accept whatever they do because they've earned that, right? So they can decide wherever they want to be. And I'm sure it'll be a fun game no matter what, right? Forza Horizon 5 has done phenomenally well. So I would just imagine this will do pretty well. If it goes to Japan, it's probably going to be one of their best ones, right? But we'll see. We'll see what happens. But that is the current rumor. So we'll see. It's not that far away. We're a few weeks out from Tokyo Game Show. We'll find out. But one way or another, we know it's coming next year, right? We know it's coming next year. So the big one that I'm waiting for is that Halo announcement, the one that he was hinting at, the game that's been around since the beginning. They didn't want to say is actually coming, but we all know it's coming. We already know E-Day is ready for next year. So we got Fable, Forza, Halo, and Gears, right? So all of them
are you sure it's not going to be a Halo remaster of some sort?
That's what I expect it to be. I think it's going to be Combat Evolved remade or something like that.
I'm not that excited for a remaster, and say that for a number of reasons.
It's going to be a remake. It has to be a remake because it's in UE5, right?
Yeah. Well.
So we will see what they do with it. But.
Well, I mean that's not completely true because if you look at something like Metal Gear Solid. That game was just kind of dipped into UE5 and put out there in not so good shape. And that's, another thing I wanted to touch on is, and we'll get into that one in a second, but Forza Horizon 6, are you excited to play? Do you play Forza Horizon?
I play the Horizons a lot more than I play the Motorsports. The Motorsports are more of like, I'll tool around for a couple of hours and then I'm just done. I don't care about that. Horizon is a lot more fun, especially when they do the weirdo things, like they put Hot Wheels in there.
Weirdo thing, yeah.
Like,
the Hot Wheels was cool.
Crazy.
That was actually, I don't play Forza Horizon, but when they put the Hot Wheels in there, I bought that one and I played it.
Right.
Yeah.
So
because it was different.
I definitely like those, and that you just spend I probably end up spending 15-20 hours in those. So it's a lot of fun, and again, that's enough entertainment for me to get out of that game, and I'm good. I've had my enjoyment with it. But yeah, I think they're pretty fun. I think they're good for casual gamers who want to do a little bit of racing. It's like the Mario Kart thing, right? Where you don't need to be a racing fanatic, but it's just fun. It's stupid fun. Right. And so this can just be fun to just tool around in an area. Right. And the imagery is fantastic. And you're not limited. You're not like, you have to be on this track. No, you go wherever the hell you want. Like, go on the grass. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Jump places. It's crazy. So
and you can be a terrible driver, and just go 100%. Anywhere, like in these games.
And they keep giving you kudo points for all the times you're doing the wrong things. Like,
one thing that this shout out to Dealer Gaming back in the day. He used to always say what Forza Horizon needs is like things like cops coming after you every now and then. And, he would love a mode like that anyway, put in the game.
Yeah.
And it would be fun.
If you have a toggle.
Yeah.
Or you can turn it on or off.
or picture this, or picture your friends could be a cop and
Yeah.
try to pull you over,
Even
and
better.
yeah, it'd be a lot
Heck,
of
that could be
fun.
just a multiplayer mode.
Yeah.
It's like a brilliant mode to have just in the game.
Yeah,
A cops and robbers mode with
shout
all
out to
friends.
Dealer. He used to
Yeah,
talk
right?
about that all the time.
That'd be great.
Yeah, as far as like, for me, again, with Forza Horizon, I really don't play them much anymore. Any racing game, it's not like just not the Forzas. But when they do something creative and different, like with the Hot Wheels, I had to try it. I had to pick it up and buy it back in the day, and I had fun with it. I didn't put that many hours into it, but I put a good amount. Good enough. I had fun with it. I thought I
Yeah.
got my money's worth back in the day. But yeah, going back over to that Metal Gear Solid thing, the Snake Eater game that just released, that game is in such bad shape. It's unoptimized, and part of the reason too is UE5. People know I've talked about UE5 to death here. I don't like that the whole industry is going towards doing that using UE5, because a lot of these developers don't know how to optimize for it apparently, and there's no documentation on how to do so with certain feature sets. I think we talked a little bit about this last week, but it's unfortunate that like there's whole development teams and I think it comes from above, just the teams. It's them wanting to get away from their own engines so they don't have to pay for that, and deal with that. Are we still on? I'm frozen. Hello? Oh, wow. This is weird. It is froze. My entire PC is froze. I can't hear anything. This is odd. I don't know why this is. Let me try to.
All right. Are we back?
Yeah,
Are you
what's
back?
going on? Like the
I
internet
don't know.
is.
You like froze for me.
Yeah, the internet is fine, but I couldn't hear you. I couldn't see you moving at all. That was weird.
Yeah. So, and looking at the stream, it's frozen.
That's so weird.
So, back yet or not? Oh, there we go. I
Because
think
yeah, my
it's
internet
back
still
now.
says it's excellent, and it's so weird.
I don't know if it's something on YouTube side or not, but
I don't know if it's YouTube, but no, I don't think
but
so because
it couldn't be because
Discord froze.
Yeah, Discord was frozen for me too. So
It
I
might
was
be
fine as far as what I could see, but
Oh, you were moving on Discord? So it was on my end.
yeah.
Okay. So Discord and could be having an issue with Discord and OBS. Apologize for that. But yeah, UE5, I was talking about how now we're frozen again.
But you were frozen. I don't know what was going on. But then again, we're back now. It looks like. Or
No, it doesn't look like it. I'm going to check something. It is not working very well today. I'm going to try to.
maybe not. And you keep freezing.
Yes.
And you're back for me. You're back for me.
Yeah. I don't understand what's going on because it's not the internet. The internet is up there. It's
fine,
something to
right?
do with I think
The
it's
software itself.
OBS. I think it's OBS. Let me try.
It's eating up the system or something.
Yeah, let me try something. That's weird. Somebody said they can see and hear both of us.
Weird.
Yeah, that really is weird. Okay, well we'll try to push on, see what happens. I don't know if we're live on YouTube.
Yeah, it looks like we are. Yeah,
Okay.
I think we're live. We're good.
All right. Okay.
Let's see if it stays that way.
Okay. Web Dave, you can
You
hear
were
and see
talking
us
about
well.
UE5, right?
Yeah. We were just talking real quick. I don't like that everybody's kind of ditching their proprietary engines for UE5. Not everybody is. Of course, you still got some good engines out there. IdTech and who else? Freaking
Forza Tech, COD,
EA's Tech. You've got
Frost,
Decima, the Frostbite, yeah, from
yeah,
EA,
Frostbite, yeah.
and then you've got Decima from Kojima. Great engines, but
Naughty
everybody
Dog has
else,
their own engine too, I think.
yeah,
Right?
but
Naughty Dog does their own.
it seems
Polyphony
like
does their
there's
own.
so many developers just gravitating to UE5. And that's,
Yeah.
it would be fine if they all knew how to optimize for. But that aside, yeah, it's just making it to where games are just coming out that are on UE5 bad, like unoptimized.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, and it's also a growing trend of like, let's ship it and then we'll fix it. And it really would be nice if it was more, it's just, it works. And then you
yeah,
actually ship it.
it's sad that they do it that way. And for you, I mean, you and Zocker, I told Zocker this the other day. You and Zocker were the first two when they started to implement UE5 more in games. You two were the ones saying, hey, this is a very taxing engine and it's going to cause issues. And, you know, we're going to see a lot of things come up. And you guys were right. And
Yeah.
so good on you two. And that's all well documented on RDX. So.
Yep.
But anyways,
Shout out to Dealer again.
yeah, shout out to Dealer again. But yeah, moving on from that. Okay, so here's another thing. Going back to the Forza, I forgot to ask you this. Do you think we see a PlayStation 5 release?
Guaranteed there will
Day
be a
one?
PlayStation 5 release. That's the question mark. I don't know. I really don't know. They have had a hit or miss on that, right? It's like a couple of the games that came out this year, you would have expected that they would have had day and date, but they didn't. And you're like, okay, well, that's fine. So maybe they stagger it. Maybe that is still the pattern. And maybe they're like, hey, in certain games, there's a history. We'll go ahead and put it there, and it doesn't matter, right? With Gears, they're like, hey, this is a remaster. Let's just go ahead and put it there. Maybe with E-Day they don't, and they stagger it. I don't know, right? It's really up in the air at this point. I don't know that they really have like a hard and fast rule. I think they're basically just feeling the market, and like we'll see how Gears Reloaded does on PlayStation. But I think they're seeing the patterns of what works and what doesn't. So we will see. Forza may have like a 6-month exclusivity window. It may not. It may be good to just put it there immediately. I honestly don't care. Like, go ahead, put it there. It doesn't really matter to me. As long as I get it in my Game Pass and I can play it on both PC and Xbox, I'm happy. So I'm good with whatever they want to do. But like, here's another thing. If they put it in Japan, would it not be better for them to put it on PlayStation and Nintendo? Because like those are the consoles that really sell in Japan, right? So wouldn't you want to just get that market share and like let it get its legs under it right from the beginning? Like I would say go for it, but it's up to them what makes sense. But like South of Midnight has not gone over yet. Avowed not as well. Keeper isn't going there. They just have these odd ones that you're like, well, okay, why didn't those, right? It's not like Obsidian doesn't know how to put a game on PlayStation. They certainly know. So why didn't they just do it? Outer Worlds is gonna go directly, but that's a sequel to a game that's already there. It's like, okay, that makes sense. Fair enough, right? So I don't know. It's a very interesting place we're in. Just like we're getting HellDivers a year and a half after it came out on PC and PlayStation, right? We're getting that on Xbox. I wouldn't be surprised if it goes to Switch. Why not, right? If it can fit, why not? Put it there. Interesting times, right? We will see how both of these players, play this game of what games come out, day and date, what games come out staggered, what games don't go, like whatever, right? It's an interesting time.
Oh, it is. And that's one of the things we were talking about last week about, going multi-plat and everything for PlayStation. It's pretty crazy. HellDivers 2 has had a like resurgence since it's come back, or since it's come out on Xbox. They've had like up to 500,000 concurrent players again, and people are even buying it on Steam because there's new players coming from Xbox, and Xbox gamers are buying the game as well. And it's huge. It's massive again. And it's just a testament to this is what should happen with multi-plat games anyway, or multiplayer games anyway. Put them out on everything. It's a winning formula. You have a
Yeah.
decent co-op game, put it out on every platform, let people play together, and you win. it's
Especially the Xbox gamers really do gravitate towards that, right? They like co-op and PvP, right? So
yeah.
it is just a game that happens to work. So this is a PvE game. Yeah, it's gonna work here, and it has. Now 500,000. Like from what I understood, the max they had before was 200,000 concurrents. So 500 smashed it, right? It went way higher than it's ever been when it finally came to Xbox. So this is great news for that game. That's awesome. That's exactly what they want to have. The Halo thing must have actually had quite a bit of a, interest spike because of it. Like, why not, right? Like getting Halo into that game. Why the heck not? And it's everywhere, right? You can get that on PlayStation, PC. You can get it on Xbox. Get that content. That is freaking awesome. And if it means that more people are playing, more people are engaged, more people are having fun with crossplay, why not? Yeah, as you said, it increased the sales. I thought it was like #1 on sales on Steam for a little bit there because of the Xbox release. You're like, that's crazy, but that's what happens. That's what happens, right? So, and I'm sure PlayStation's like, okay, yeah, we need to do more.
yeah. Especially with
It's just
these
the way it is.
multiplayer games. I mean, it's a no brainer. You have a multiplayer game, cooperative game that a lot of people,
Yeah.
were interested in playing on the Xbox side. You put it out there and it smashes. Great to see. Great to see. The other game that came out this week was, of course, Gears of War Reloaded, which didn't do so well. I know they hit a milestone. They said 1 million concurrent players.
I didn't say 1 million
not concurrent
players.
1 million players.
They had 1 million players.
Sorry,
And I questioned, okay, is that 1 million people who bought the old one and got the upgraded for free? Is this 1 million people who just started it up on Xbox or PC because they have it in Game Pass? Or is this any level of sales on PlayStation? Because I don't know what the sales are on PlayStation. They haven't really said.
Yeah, if it's just 1 million players across the board, we're not looking so hot in terms, because you got to understand, you've got Game Pass out there. It's in Game Pass. You got 35 million plus players in Game Pass. So you could imagine it's probably mostly them playing it. And I only say that because we do have data from Steam charts. I think the highest concurrent players they got there was 4,800, and that's not a lot. That's not a lot. Yeah. And I don't think it really speaks to Gears not being relevant. Don't get me wrong. People are excited for the next Gears game, but I think the ultimate problem here is we had Gears Remaster already, and a lot of people had just played this game a few years back. And I don't think there's a ton of people that were ready for this game. And plus, this one apparently isn't so hot. It's getting mixed reviews on Steam in terms of this remaster of a remaster itself. And I've seen like side-by-side pictures as well. And in some cases, I like the old look of the game compared to what they did with the new look. It's too bright, too shiny in some areas. It doesn't have this gritty, dark look of what the original was. And I think that kind of hinders it as well. But that aside, I really think it's because people have already played this game and its remaster.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? This is not a new game. This is a 19-year-old game. It's like, okay, cool. And that's where I was. I'm like, first, I'm going to finish Sea of Stars. My go-to for this is really, I'll just see if the visuals are cool. So I'm going to take it up on my PC. I don't even bother with the console. I want to do 4090 fully maxed. Show me what you got, right? And then I'll tool around for a bit and then turn it off. Because I've already finished this game many times. I've already finished this game. Like, I already know what this is. And it's like, I'm waiting for E-Day. Absolutely love that. That trailer was kick-ass. I can't wait for E-Day. But like you said, like, I've already played this game. It's like near 20 years old. I've played this already. And for those who are new to the franchise, great. I'm happy for them. They might be able to play this and get introduced. That's awesome. But like a lot of us, like, yeah, okay, I'll take a nostalgic trip and I'm good, right?
I was hoping that maybe more PlayStation guys would buy it that haven't experienced the game. Maybe they didn't play it back in the day.
This was my fear. If they didn't really get into HellDivers, because they didn't. It was PC that really rode that game to its great success. I don't know that they're really into Gears. I don't know if they're into Halo. We'll see, right?
That's
That is
true.
a very Xbox centric
You know what?
mindset
You're
for
right,
Gears,
because you're onto something
and
there. Because Forza Horizon 5 did well there. So did Sea of Thieves.
yeah,
And here's a game that was a blockbuster on Xbox, but not so much on the PlayStation side. And really, even going back to PlayStation 1, 2, they weren't really known as the shooter box. That was always
Xbox.
Xbox. So
Yep.
that makes some sort of sense, I would think.
And at this point, it basically is the shooter console. They own COD, they own Overwatch, they own Gears and Halo, right? They own Doom, they own Quake. I could go on, right? So they basically own a lot of those shooter type games. That's kind of the affinity they have. So we'll see. I don't know. You would think that the name itself would draw people, but again, I don't know. And it could also be that the people who have an interest in that also own a PlayStation, but also own an Xbox or a PC, and they just play over there, right? And that's fine. That's totally fine, right? So they may already have engaged with this franchise. So it's always hard to tell. So this is the same thing with Final Fantasy finally coming over. It's like, okay, but like the people who wanted to play that, they probably already have a PS5 and bought it there, or they bought it on PC already, right? So you're not really going to get that much. It's a window of people, like the small margin of people who only have Xbox that have interest in that game, right? So I don't know how much they're going to get in sales for those things. But if they do a day and date, now you have the opportunity to say, I like this platform, I'll buy it here versus there, right? So, but unfortunately, that's not what's happening with those games. So, so this is gonna be interesting to see. Like again, I don't know how well Gears will do over there.
Yeah,
I
I
don't know
don't
how well
know.
Halo will do over there. So
I don't know either. Somebody was saying in the chat earlier that Mag and Colt were having the same issues of freezing and stuff in their podcast lately. I don't know if
okay,
that's
and
true,
he
but
also uses
he
OBS
uses
and Discord,
OBS and
right?
Discord. So it
Okay,
could be something where they're talking to each other and not talking to each other at times. I don't know.
yeah, some software glitch introduced with some update or something for either one of them. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
always a
I've
possibility.
recently updated both too, so who knows?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just interesting to think about. Like this is the thing. All gamers are different, and I know we say that gamers will buy whatever platform their are on and everything, and that it makes sense that happens. But also, gamers tend to buy consoles that have the games that they want to play, and
Yep.
PlayStation, we know them from the and then this is no hate because I love these type of games, but the Sad Dad walking simulators, you've got the shooters and stuff on Xbox, and for a while there, Xbox seemed to be kind of losing track of who they were, what they were, and it seems to be gaining that momentum back with the shooters and stuff. So that's a good thing for them, but also that they've been inundated with a bunch of RPGs and they've become really big into the RPG scene, especially the Western RPG, which is great. I love that
Yep.
too. But yeah, it's interesting to see how gamers are different. And it brings up an article I was reading about gamers and how the industry has shifted. And it kind of shocked me because I didn't know some of this stuff. We were talking before this podcast started, and you nailed it. Apparently, you've got your thumb on the pulse of what's going on in gaming in terms of what people are playing, what platforms and stuff like that more than I am. But I didn't know that it seems like Gen X, which is you and a lot of the millennials, most of them, in fact, we're the more tribalistic gamer. We're the ones that are that hold on to loyalty on a console or on a specific platform, PC Master Race, Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo, you name it. That's kind of always been the thing for us, it seems. But you've got the other gamers, the younger gamers. There are gamers, there's some that are millennials, about 32% of millennials, by the way, are like the kids age 13 and younger. 13 and younger are all on mobile. This is what they like. This is what they This is how they play their games. This is what they do. And 32% of millennials are also like this too. And it sounds great, like, thinking about how like these kids love these experiences with these games and stuff, and they're not stuck to being tribalistic and oh, I got to have a Nintendo, you suck over there on Sega. But when you really look at it, and it being on mobile, you're like, the type of games they're playing are games like Roblox. And there was some interesting statistics within Roblox that blew my mind. I did not know that Roblox I knew it was big. Don't get me wrong. I knew it was a massive platform. But it's just that. It's kind of a platform on its own. It's huge. It's like you get into this Roblox world, and there are various games in there. Tons and tons of games. And I've seen a bit of this because doing some auditions for like voice acting and stuff, there are a lot of auditions being done for Roblox games, which at first I was kind of like hesitant to do. But then the more I see these Roblox games come up, and then I look at how popular they are, I'm like, oh, yeah, they've got the money to pay you. They're making quite a bit of money. Apparently, this all started during the pandemic. I guess during the pandemic, people started gravitating to mobile devices, younger and some older, and they were playing games like Roblox, and it never stopped. Even after the pandemic, when everybody else kind of slowed down in the AAA space, Roblox kept rising. Roblox is freaking crazy. And there's games made by freaking teenagers out there in just a few days that are highly successful. So much so that some of those games make more revenue than a lot of these AAA games. And also, not only that, they have more concurrent players than any game out there. You can name any game. It could be COD. It could be freaking World of Warcraft or whatever. These games have more concurrent players. We're talking 20 plus million players on these games. It's insane. I did not know Roblox was this big. Did you guys know, chat? I had no idea. Hargeet, you know about this, right?
40 billion, something like that. It's gone down a little bit because of recent controversy, but a 40 billion, market cap for that. It's a huge platform. Yeah, and essentially it is a platform. There are some controversies with that too because they tend to copy a lot of games.
Yes, they do.
Without doing licensing and all that. That's an issue. But barring all that, it is a massive thing. It's the same thing. I never understood Minecraft. I don't understand why people like, but it's massive. It's huge. And then you take Roblox and you're like, it just amplifies that even more. And you're like, okay, well, these are big platforms for kids. And there is the little bit of controversy stuff, whatever. But yeah, it's huge. And as far as like the device they use, I think it's more just the convenience of how they access. I don't think they're mobile because they want to be mobile. Like if they had another way to use it, they would do it. But I think mobile is just so bloody convenient that you don't have to have.
There's the problem.
Device.
There's the problem, right? They have the device in their pocket already. They use
exactly.
it, and they don't.
Wherever you are,
they don't want to buy a console. They don't want to buy a PC to play these games because why? They already have it. The device is in their hands. They can just play these games, and it goes on further because it talks about how like these games, they're so big and so massive. The mobile market in general, even outside Roblox, is so massive. I did not know that the gamers that actually play new games annually are only less than 10%.
Yeah.
So
which again,
I'm in the minority here. Like you're in the minority.
We are all in the minority.
Yeah.
And understand though, like remember the market is something like 3+ billion, right? It's a lot of players. A lot of them are playing simple games, and then some of them are playing things like Minecraft or Roblox or whatever, right? But I mean, think Candy Crush. How many people play that? Lots of people play that, right? It's a small, little, simple game, right? But a lot of people play it. There's a lot of games like that out there, and good. Like they don't want to consider themselves gamers, but they are. They're gamers. And from a gaming market perspective, it's somebody creates content, they consume content. That's it, right? And so from a gaming market, you look at that, it's like 70%, something like that, is it's mobile. And this is why the revenue, when they look at the revenue chart, they're like, I want that part.
Oh,
Right?
dude,
So,
what do you think all the shareholders and investors are thinking? They're looking at these AAA games, and they're looking at a 16-year-old kid who made a game in a couple of days making all this money, and they're going, hey, you guys, you need to keep it simple. Give us something predictable, freaking just well-polished and decent, and put it out there and make us money. Maybe add microtransactions, battle passes, do what you can to make us money. But don't you dare create something that's experimental or bold or something new. And I think that's one of the problems we're seeing AAA in the AAA industry.
It is what it is.
Losing innovation and creativity because of these shareholders and investors. They look at those Roblox games and they're going, how can they make so much money on such a budget when you have these ballooning freaking $200, $300, $500 million budgets and you're not creating the same sort of success? These investors, of course, are looking at that going, yeah, make it simple. Put microtransactions in there. Give us battle passes. Do what you need to freaking make us the big money, but keep those budgets low. It's insane. And it in the end, it looks like this is part of what hurts AAA gaming, but at the same time, it's like these are trends that always happen within gaming. There's always going to be good games that come out, even in the AA space, the Roblox space, you name it. If gamers are gravitating to those types of games, they've got to be doing something right. I mean,
but
can't hate.
Your 10% thing, I was just going to point out that yes, 10% of a multi-billion people market is still hundreds of millions, right? So it's still a large market, but your point is absolutely valid. It's the risk reward of, well, do I just invest in a small little card game that can turn around and give me a massive return, or do I invest in Concord and it totally fails, right? It's very hard to judge. Like you would think, what was that game, EA from BioWare, Dragon Age, right? Like, hey, it's a known franchise. It'll be I think the 4th game in the series, right? It should just be a good success, right? You put in the right amount. It should. Nope. you can't guarantee anything. It's just not. It's not obvious that it's gonna come back with a full, return on investment. It's hard to tell. Well, there's also a lot of games that come out, and if you're not on money, it's move on to the next game, unfortunately, and that's just what happens, right? Like some people will buy it and then like, hey, this game sucks, don't bother, and that's it. That's all it takes, and then it's people move on to the next thing. This is another game to buy. It's just the way it goes, right?
Nine Lives, he says Nibs did a whole monologue on Crossfire, I guess stating that the bump in player count was from PC and PlayStation, and Xbox gave it a little bump. I don't know what game you're referring to.
HellDivers probably, right? Because they have to say that HellDivers on Xbox is the worst idea ever. Because I don't.
Come on.
Like, do we have any hard numbers? I don't know, and I don't care. What I know is putting it on there created massive amount of engagement, and no matter how you cut it, even if it's just a smaller percent here and a bigger percent anywhere else, it doesn't matter to the company. The company gained the engagement they wanted. That's it. They're getting sales. They're getting microtransactions. They're getting people playing their game. That's what they want to see. You don't think like Sony's sitting there going, hell yeah, this is great. They don't care where they're getting the engagement. They just want the engagement.
and these companies, they look at the money side, and I don't know what changed in PlayStation. Who knows? But they woke up obviously and said, hey, we can make more money if we put games on other platforms. And it's like, no, duh. It's been a thing that could have been there forever, but you guys chose to focus just on your console. And I get it. But once Xbox kind of bowed out of that console war, Sony's just like, we might as well freaking put some games out there. And HellDivers is just a testament to that. Anybody who says that it's PlayStation causing this big number spike is a fucking idiot. Because all you got to do, I mean, is just look at the situation realistically. Who was the new guy on the block when this just jumped up so much? I mean, obviously Xbox. I guarantee you the numbers will come out and it'll show that Xbox guys did buy this game and they're having a blast with it. So that's good. It's good. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it's more sales for Sony. It's good for them, but yet they're still going to complain and still console war. Who gives a damn? Like, just be happy that there's so many concurrent players and that you can jump in there. And you know what? You can shoot at an Xbox in the game. Hey, at an Xbox, you know, you both can go after each other and have a real console war, you know, within the game. Go have fun. I don't know. No, it's a co-op game. I know that, but
you can actually,
but
like,
you
they
can
do
play
allow,
you
you can play
kill.
together, but they do, you can team, exactly. There is
you
team
can.
kill. That's unfortunate, but
yeah. Anyways, but yeah, I just thought it was very interesting that we're seeing this massive, like, just mobile market, and it's no wonder that, you know, Microsoft bought up ABK, you know, and they got King in the deal. That was massive for them. I mean, people talk about that. I still hear people talk about that now and say stuff like, you know, that was a mistake for them. They could never freaking recoup that money. And I'm thinking to myself, are you an idiot? They're already making so much money back from that deal. So much money is coming out of that mobile space. You don't even realize it's a lot. It's a lot of money. And then of course you got COD with all the the microtransactions and stuff. People are still buying it. Like we talked about last week, nobody's going to stop playing freaking COD. COD is still going to be one of those games that's just too big to fail. I don't care how many people are out there, you know, championing its death because they love Battlefield 6 more. It doesn't matter. There's always going to be people that love COD more or people that play both. It's always going to be a juggernaut. It's got to do something crazy to kill itself.
Yeah.
So it's the way I see it. Rachie says, if ABK was already making money, why did they see themselves off?
It was an opportunity. And the reason it happened is because of the controversy, right? So essentially, there was a lawsuit from California against ABK, which caused a stock sell-off, as it were, to about half of what it was valued at. They were up at the 90 billion range, and they suddenly came down to like 35, 40. And, you know, to mitigate that, you have multiple paths. One is a massive changeover of your management. And Bobby K is not sitting there going, I'm going to get kicked out of here? F you guys. I'm the one who made this thing what it is. And so the other thing is he can sell it, right? He can sell it and get money for, you know, his shares. And that was his rescue plan. Essentially, that's why it happened. Okay. And Microsoft saw, hey, wait, we can get King. Hell yeah, let's do that. And for the valuation from 90 down to whatever, so they ended up paying 70, right? But that valuation change is why it happened. So if that hadn't happened, that wouldn't have been a thing. They would not have been buying ABK. But it was because of the controversy, the valuation shifted down dramatically. And they're like, let's put in an offer. Let's see what happens, right? And that allowed Bobby K to walk away with, you know, a lot of money. That's it. That's why it happened.
Yeah. Colt Eastwood, shout out to him. He's at PAX West this weekend. He said that he saw people playing Crimson Desert and he says it's the real deal. That's good. That's good to know that, because me and him
the footage I saw, it was good. It looked good.
Yeah, me and him both like similar games, those open world, you know, games that are, dare I say, kind of like Assassin's Creed, but it's got a lot more going for it. I've watched a lot of footage from the game, a lot of gameplay, and it's doing more than just what Assassin's Creed has given us lately. But me and him were on the fence about, is this going to be real? Is this going to be the real deal? And Colt is now saying that, yeah, it looks like it is. I'm seeing it in person. That's good. That's, cool, that's good to know.
Did that get delayed?
It's delayed till next year.
It's delayed, right?
Yeah. Delayed till next year, which is fine. Take all the time you need. I don't get mad when games get delayed anymore. Yeah, do I get like upset? Like, man, I would have loved to play it. Sure, but I understand. I'm not mad at it. make sure the games don't come out in a state where it's damn near unplayable, or even just in a state where it's just not optimized. I'm tired of it. Tired of these games coming out and it's like, oh, don't worry, we'll patch it eventually. No, I spent $70 on this. Patch it now. I mean, this should have been patched before you dropped it. I mean, I hate that, man. I know we harp on that a lot, but it's a big sticking point for me lately. It's like, get the games running right. Jeez.
Yeah.
Ace Out Gaming said, anyone excited to play Dying Light the Beast? I just replayed the first two,
right?
and replayed them both. Ugh, so good. Also, I'm looking for people to play Borderlands 4 with. Any takes? I guess he's going to play Borderlands 4. Yeah, Borderlands 4 looks pretty good. I don't know that I want to spend $70 on it, to be honest. It may be a wait for sale thing for me. Because it seems I don't know. It's Borderlands.
And then whatchamacallit's coming out. Hollow Knight is finally coming out as well.
$20. Silk Song. Yeah,
yep,
$20.
And it's in Game Pass, so whatever. I'll just play it in Game Pass. But
yeah, of course. But I'm just saying, $20. That's a great price. A great price for a game, even for a small game. It's good. Ace Out Gaming says, I love when they delay a game because I feel like they want to make it better. Of course, that's what it is. I'm tired of shitty games. Let's wait till it's ready and complete. 100%, brother. 100%. Yeah. Hopefully the question systems have been upgraded compared to Black Desert. Oh, Boba. I never played Black Desert online, but I think that was more of an MMO experience. This is a single player game, so hopefully it's better than that.
Yeah.
With the whole dialogue and questing system and stuff. I don't know. We'll see.
I mean, I think I shot like about 10 minutes of video from PAX East.
I saw it.
And what I saw was good. It was pretty good. So it looks like it's going to be a fun game. We'll see. We'll see what they do. And that was the one that Sony wanted to to lock down, and they said, no thanks.
Yeah. You got anything you want to talk about for what's going on this week? I haven't seen much besides what we talked about, but if you got anything, let me know.
So weren't we were going to talk about some rumors, right? But
oh, that's right. There is a rumor. Okay, so I'm glad you reminded me because I didn't have it written down. So I've been hearing from the certain community members, and they're talking a lot about, and of course this is Xbox community, so take it with a grain of salt. But I keep hearing this rumor pop up about Spider-Man possibly going to Xbox. What have you heard about this? What's going on here, Hargeet?
I mean, nothing official, right? But as far as I understand, there might be some rumblings about that. And one of the things that came out was a tweet from Insomniac. I'm trying to remember what the exact. Maybe I can just find it and I can give it to you. But it was like breaking down barriers or something along those lines. I'm like, what? It's very interesting that they would put that out there. Yeah, I did find
breaking down barriers.
Yeah, something along those lines. But let me just put that in the chat of this thing. Paste. Here you go. So from Insomniac Games. No, sometimes you just gotta kick down the doors of opportunity.
What you
find may shock you. I don't know if you want to put that up on the.
I don't know if that. It's
just an interesting little thing for them to put out there. It's backwards on my
screen, of course.
Yeah,
but
that is what they put out there. So I'm like, okay, that it could mean almost anything, right? But when you play the video, you're like, okay, are they really just saying that? Hey, they're gonna put this somewhere else? Because like, why else would they put this out there? Right, the doors of opportunity.
Find me shocking, and it's got to be something shocking,
right? And so they're like, okay, and they put a red door there, which signifies Nintendo much more than it signifies Xbox.
True,
which would be totally fine. That's a great idea. Put it on Switch too. I have no problem with that. That's a great idea. But like, also, would you just then put it on Xbox anyway? But so. I don't know. It's an interesting rumor, right? Based on this, you just basically look at that and you say, "What the heck are they hinting at?" Now it's coming up on its launch anniversary for 2018. the 2018 Spider-Man, and that's sometime this coming week or something like that. So maybe they have an announcement coming up in the next week or two that we will see. So and so I don't know what this ends up being, but like it sounds like it, right? It just seems to hint that something like that's happening.
And what was the picture of that they showed? The little picture.
The picture.
On
The
that
picture of
thing?
what? Sorry.
On the tweet. On the tweet.
Oh, that's a little video. So
It's
if
a
you
little
actually,
video.
if you go to the actual tweet, it's a little video. So it basically is just kind of
I'm looking.
Spider-Man, uh, like kicking a green clad. Anyway, whatever. It's an interesting. I don't know if you've like watched the video here, but
No, I didn't see it, but okay, yeah, I'm looking at it now.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what that would mean.
So we will see what this actually ends up being, right? It's just kind of, it's kind of an interesting tweet to put out, right? So
Doors of
uh,
opportunity. Who knows?
kick down the
I think
doors of opportunity.
I think expecting it though to come to Xbox based on this is kind of, I don't know, presumptuous. Maybe it's a
I
little
mean,
too.
it may have nothing to do with it, but if HellDivers is working, what would be the next game that has like an obvious potential to sell?
Well,
It's Spider-Man. It sells itself. It's Spider-Man, right? So you don't even have to worry about like it'll do something. It will do something for sales. Put it on Switch, put it on Xbox, you'll get some sales.
yeah.
So why
Yeah,
not?
of course you can get sales from the Spider-Man franchise on Xbox, but
Yeah.
a lot of people are under the assumption that they're only going to put live service games out on Xbox, and until they
Until
haven't,
they don't.
until they don't, we can't really say for sure. I mean, the next one was supposed to be like Returnal, and that's the one I could see happening maybe because didn't get a lot of sales, and it's like, okay, here's another platform we can try to get sales from. It might even hit Switch 2, who knows? Maybe this Spider-Man game will hit the Switch 2. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's the opportunity they had here. Who knows? But at the end of the day, even if it went to Switch 2, it's still eye-opening that PlayStation is putting games on other platforms. I know they did it with that Lego Horizons, but come on, that was Lego Horizons, and that really didn't sell. Really didn't sell. And that was one that you really loved too, unfortunately.
No, I did
know
not
you
love,
didn't.
but I did buy it twice.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's bad.
double the failure.
That's bad. What else we got going on this week? Do we got anything good?
Oh yeah, see what else we had for things. Let's see. Black Ops 7 apparently has heard Call of Duty has heard the complaints about the weird characters. And what happened?
Like you're talking about like the weird characters in terms of like being Nicki Minaj or
Yes,
Ninja Turtles and stuff like that.
So they are apparently thinking about how not to do that with Black Ops 7. So that apparently is something.
Well, that's good. I would say stray away from that for sure. It doesn't make sense, honestly.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, it would be honestly, it'd be more advantageous, say, on an Xbox to have like Master Chief in there or something. Somebody who's like, a soldier-like figure. Not Snoop Dogg or something. Like nobody wants to play a Snoop Dogg. At least I wouldn't. But it's weird. I don't know why they do it, but that's good for them if they're at least listening. That's one thing I advocate a lot for now. Is like these developers need to start listening to the consumer. Stop listening to those, dare I say, those DEI folk that that work for these companies and push them to do certain things and write certain ways and that just kill games. You can be inclusive without having somebody force you to do something for 1% of the population that's never going to play the game anyway. That's what I got to say on that. Because that we've seen a bunch of that as of late, and it's not fared well for those games, unfortunately. And it's not about boycotting. It's just about people. You're not pandering to the right people. You need to pander to those who play your games. It's that simple. I talk about this lately a lot with friends. It's like the blueprints are out there for how to make a good game, yet you're not listening. You're not looking. You're not reading. You're not reading the room. You're not looking into what people want. You don't see these successful games that are right in your face. Like, man, if you're going to copy anything, copy these successful games, but do it right. Put your own spin on it and get it out there. I don't know. These developers are lost. A lot of times they're just, or they're just being forced to do things they don't want to. I don't know. It's one or the other. It's one or the other.
Yeah, and we'll see. I don't know, whatever. It's it's great for microtransactions, right? That's why they were doing that. But yeah, it would be nice to kind of keep it clean. But I don't care, whatever. I don't play the multiplayer for COD. I don't play the multiplayer for Battlefield. I just want to play the campaigns. So if they're good campaigns, I'm gonna play them. I love the fact that COD has a 4-player co-op campaign. Awesome, I'm in. Right, so that's all that matters to me. So yeah, it's an interesting thing that they're kind of picking that up. Hey, this is why it's good to have competition, because Battlefield 6 came out and said we're not doing that, and they're like, oh, people like that.
Yeah, for sure.
So it drives them, both of them, to do better. That's fantastic news. That's great. That's what you want, right? So the only other thing that's kind of out there now is these PS6 rumors on hardware. There's like these various things that keep coming up about what the PS6 is going to be and how they might have a PS6 Series S equivalent. Series S equivalent.
Yeah, did we talk about that last week? I don't remember.
I don't know if we talked about that last week.
Anyway, it'd be weird to have a PS6 Series S equivalent on the PS6.
Yeah, so
it's odd.
That's another thing. The handheld has been talked about now, and it's dockable handheld, and all these specs are coming out, and I'm like, okay, let's.
Why do you think they would do something like that? Have a Series S style, a 2 SKU system or a 3 SKU if you're counting the handheld. Why would they do exactly what Xbox did, and the whole industry kind of blamed them for its failings on the Series S? So why would they do such a thing?
So from my perspective, what I think is happening is if they look at the cost of what they're going to give you, it's going to be expensive, right? And that barrier they've seen at $700, there's a slowdown in the sales, right? They're like, yeah, that definitely hurt their sales. They're like, if we put that out there at $700, even $600, we're likely going to cause a dip in sales for PS6. So they're like, okay, well, then we can do what Xbox did, and we can have a higher tier, the Pro, and then we can have the lower tier, the normal, and that one would be, say, $400 or $500, right? So it keeps it in that 500-ish range, maybe a little bit less. If they can pull that off, that gives them an entry point that is more palatable to the average consumer. And I think that's really it. They're going to try to give you something that you can realistically buy at the right price, because they're seeing they went to $600-$700 and like, yeah, that didn't work, right? Mm-hmm. And so that's it. It's just data that they're like, yeah, I think the next console from a hardware perspective is going to cost. It's going to cost. Can we do a trim down and give you something that's good enough? And that would be something we give you at a cheaper price. And that's my guess as to why they're doing it. And look, we're at a point where like the PS5 is good enough. The Series S is good enough. The Series X is good enough. It's just how much fidelity do you want, right? These systems are running all these games, these modern games. So it's not an issue. Steam Deck runs all these games, right? It's not an issue. It's a question of how much you want to scale down, how much you want to scale up, right? So if you get a lower tier PS6, but it's still better, right? So think of the Series S versus the Xbox One X, right? Is the One X a more powerful machine? In some ways, but it's less powerful in other ways, right? So The Series S gives you a great balance of like, hey, you get good enough, it's next gen. You get the capabilities you need to make it next gen. So if you do that and you say, hey, this is a next gen system, it's going to give you better quality than your base PS5, that
Well,
may be enough,
and we're
and they're
getting to
like,
the
yep,
point.
this is the way we get to,
Yeah, we're
a
getting
cheaper
to the
bump.
point of diminishing returns too,
Yeah,
with these
exactly.
consoles. It like even if you look at the differences in graphics between the PlayStation 5 and the Series X, or even the Pro, you don't see massive leaps
Yeah,
in
it's not.
what it looks like, fidelity
Yeah.
wise, or even how it plays. Really, it's just one of those things that we're already at that point where the games are pushing into areas where it's not like graphics, it's more lighting and stuff that they're doing to try to make it more realistic looking and stuff, and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And it's taxing, yeah, path tracing and all that stuff. But do you need path tracing for the game to look good? No. Games look
No.
good. Freaking Cyberpunk looks amazing. But with the path tracing, it brings it to another level, but it's unnecessary. You don't really need it. Cordwainer, I'm with you too. He says at least guarantee 60 FPS. Yeah. At least guarantee that on the next console, even if it's a
Yeah.
Series S like PlayStation 6.
And it's the same problem though, Fonz, right? Like, it comes out, and for everything you have today, it'll do 60 FPS. And then here comes UE6. And then what happens? It all goes to crap again, right? And
Yeah.
it's always the problem, right? Because they'll take advantage of the hardware and they'll say,
Yes.
"Oh, but now we can do that. Now we can do that." And now you're back to 30.
It's
So,
the same thing with consoles every
right.
generation. It's so frustrating. Although back in
So
like the
we'll
PS2
see.
generation, there was many 60 frames games. Like almost everything was 60 frames. It was
I thought they all
crazy.
had to be, right? Because
Yeah,
they were outputting to an NTSC or a PAL,
yeah,
right?
or
And so you
PAL.
have
Yeah.
to put out 60 hertz and
So
or 50 hertz.
yeah,
So
so now it's like, you know, but every generation, it's always the developer pushes the hardware, no matter what. With whatever feature sets they get, they're going to push.
yeah.
But we're at a point where I
So
think the games look very good.
they
That
look good,
they
yeah.
they look awesome. They don't need any more than this. Like just give me smooth gameplay next generation with uh better mechanics. Innovate a bit, Give me something new, something fresh. Just that's all I need. The graphics can stay the way they are. It's amazing. Uh,
Yeah. I mean, you'll definitely have a graphical bump, right? Because there'll be better RT core capability, right? There'll be NPU, very likely. There'll be an NPU capability there built in, right? So you'll have AI capabilities, whether that's for upscaling or games, right? So there will absolutely be some capabilities there with
yeah.
either bump, right? For the lower tier, the higher tier. And look, as far as the mobile, I don't know what's going to happen with that portable. We'll see. It could be a very different type of thing. These, I want to just preface this with like all these leaks we get. They're like design documents, but these design documents aren't always necessarily concrete. They're trying to put together something, and they go back and forth. And you could say, okay, that did work or didn't work, or when we start to put this together, it's going to cost too much, or is going to cause too much heat, or whatever it is, right? And so you never know what it actually ends up being, right? For the longest time, we thought the PS5 was going to be 9.2 T flops, 3 gigahertz CPU, right? But then I don't know if this was designed or they saw what the Xbox was and they're like, oh crap, and so they changed it, right? They did Smart Shift and they had this 10.3 T flop and 3.5 gigahertz with Smart Shift, right? So you never know. We don't know what these things are going to be until they really announce it. So
Yeah.
uh, just keep that in mind. These are all rumors. These are years away. We don't know what they're going to end up with. So it could be very different by the end design. We don't know, right?
Yeah.
So just keep that all in mind. They may decide one SKU. They may decide just portable. Who knows what they come up with, right? We just don't know.
Yeah,
So
because a
we'll
lot of
see.
people, this info comes from Moore's Law is dead, and a lot of
Yeah.
people are speculating that Moore's Law is dead, just wants it to be this way, and for them to have a Series S like
Yeah.
console. And
And
I
again, he
think that's
may
kind of
actually
weird.
have design docs, right? He may see actual design docs, But again, they go through so many phases and gyrations, and you just never know what ends up actually happening until it actually happens. Until they put that order in, this is what we're buying. It's not really
Yeah.
done.
Yeah. And by him wanting it to be that way, I don't mean that he wants it to go this way. I think it's something that he's probably seen or heard and put out there, and he wants to be right about this. And of course, everybody wants to be right if they're some sort of insider, but at the end of the day, I don't think even he knows exactly what's going to happen with these consoles, because he didn't have everything right with the PS5. That's for sure. Because remember, he was screaming about, it having certain things like RDNA 3 or whatever. And you remember that.
Fun stuff.
Yeah.
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 But either way, like, again, he may be totally right. We don't know, right? But
Yeah,
like
never
right
know.
now, I would just keep it all as rumor and speculation. We don't know what it's going to end up being. They couldn't even say it themselves, right? They're like, in that last financial update at the roundtable with Nishino and everybody, they were like, it's top of mind. We don't know what it's going to look like. So that's where it is. So they don't know, and I'm sure Cerny is working this and trying to figure out what makes sense. And same with Xbox, right? What makes sense? How does it fit in with gamers? Cost, value, right? Who's gonna buy a $1,000 console? Who's gonna buy a $500 console? All that matters, right? They want to keep the market share. They want to keep you engaged. So they're gonna kind of figure all that out, right? So
yeah, I'm kind of laughing because there's somebody in chat that like is just really on a rant about Indiana Jones and how it's like the worst game ever to him. I don't know what happened. Like, did Indiana Jones himself crap in your oatmeal this morning? I don't know what happened, but he's really mad about Indiana Jones.
Hey, not every game is for everyone, dude.
No,
I famously did not like Baldur's Gate.
Yeah, I know.
Could not.
I know.
I got bored to tears of like freaking Baldur's Gate 3. I'm like, I can't do this.
It's funny because last night I was on a stream with.
It was like game of the year.
Yeah, I was on a stream with Legendary Drops, and we talked about that. He brought you up. He goes, "Yeah, like Hargeet didn't like Baldur's Gate 3," and
just is what it is, right?
Yeah. But it's just that's the way it is. Like for me, yep. Saxon, I have my own issues with Indiana Jones, and I don't care for the game myself. But I think it's a quality game. I don't think it's crap or anything. It's just not for me because I don't like melee combat all that much, and I don't like puzzles. So it definitely wasn't for me. But I thought the story and everything was fine.
I love those. So I liked it so much. I thought it was great. And the new DLC looks fantastic. So I can't wait to play it.
Rachie said IdTech Trashiana Jones. IdTech was great on that game. It ran smooth. It looked good. I don't see a problem with that. Yeah, like I said, the problem for me was the type of game it was, and it wasn't for me. But the game itself, its quality, people love the story. People love what they did in it. They said it's a lot like the movies were. So I mean, if you didn't grow up on the movies, Saxon, maybe you wouldn't feel that same nostalgic, feeling for it. But
and Troy Baker with that voice, oh my God, it's like
it's
spot on
perfect.
Yeah, it's so good.
It's nearly perfect. It's so good. But yeah, I just thought it was funny. He was just ranting many times on it. Rachie, why do you say IdTech is the worst owned engine by Microsoft? That's not even true, man. Slipspace was worse, way worse than IdTech.
Why would you say
what
that?
Are you talking about? IdTech is tried and true, man.
Holy crap. Why is
that's a weird take right there. I don't know.
Okay.
It got nerfed in 2024. It got nerfed. How do you nerf an engine? What do you do? Like, oh my God.
How would it get nerfed?
It's funny.
I get whatever, dude. I don't know, man.
I don't know. People are on one today. It's great. Oh man. It's a top tier FPS engine. It is a top tier FPS engine. That's for sure. It is. And it worked good in Indiana Jones.
For COD. It's literally the basis for COD engine, right? So why would we say like COD is the top freaking FPS? Like what do you mean? Like why would it be bad? I don't understand.
Cycle Gamer, that's a perfect point. He says it's disappointing to play MGS3 and see how much gaming has stalled in innovation today. 100%. This is why Kojima is held on such a pedestal. It's because that man did innovate back in the day, and he still does. He still does innovate. I'll give him that. I'll give him credit where it's due. He has some weird shit he puts in his games for sure, but that man is always evolving with his games. It's the same thing with Nintendo. Nintendo may not be for me, but I see the innovation and the creativity there that they push out. Their franchises are always pushing the boundaries. Amazing stuff that they do. It's just that most of the, I would say, Western AAA market is very, very lackluster when it comes to creativity and innovation. It's just, they're playing it safe across the board. And there's various reasons. Earlier, we we're talking about one of those reasons being, looking at kids building games within Roblox and making a ton of money there through microtransactions and stuff, and shareholders seeing that and being like, hey, play it safe. Give us microtransactions. Do not do anything experimental or bold because we want this game to sell. And you've sold other games, your previous franchise or your previous game in that franchise. Make it just like that because it sold 15 million. No, we always want something fresh within these games, even if it's among the same franchise. You need to do something new and unique. You have to push a little bit. You can't just be fine anymore, especially in the AAA space when you're spending hundreds of millions of dollars. You got to do something different. I think playing it safe is the worst possible decision you can do when you're spending that kind of money. Again, I've talked about it before. Go into early access. That way you can help get funding while you're making the game, and you can have gamers give their feedback while you're creating it. And it creates hype surrounding that game while helping fund the game. You make the shareholders happy. It's a win-win. Long gone are the days where people are like, oh my gosh, we don't want to give up what happens in the game or whatever. No, if you look at all the games that are in, say, Steam in early access right now, most of them are very successful just being in early access. They haven't even launched yet. It's crazy. It's crazy how that works. And they're getting funding, and they're creating a game that gamers want to play. It's nuts. Yeah, early access is definitely underutilized. I agree. Especially if it's a live service game, it's a no-brainer. Got to do it. Or else you'll have another Concord. Concord tried. They tried to do something, but
they did.
They just went oh my God. I don't even want to get into all that stuff we even talked about earlier about how they're pandering to a certain percentage of gamer that doesn't even fucking play games. But yeah, they went that way. And they went hard that way, and it was just too much. They really need to freaking just look at the games that are successful, look at what people are saying online, and just give gamers what they want. I don't know. It doesn't seem that hard to me, but I'm not a game developer, so I'm not going to say it is easy or whatever. But anyways, Hargeet, I don't know. If you don't have anything else to talk about, we can get out of here.
Yeah, I think those were the big ones. HellDivers kicking butt. Gears has come out, not doing so great.
Not doing so great, but it's there. And we do have hype for Gears E-Day. We have hype for that.
Yep. Definitely can't wait for that.
For sure.
And then Forza is coming, potentially. We'll see. But yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Otherwise, good stuff.
All right. Well, let everybody know where they can find you and all that good stuff.
Yeah, so tomorrow I'll be on with WebDave, 7 p.m. US Eastern. Check that out. And then Double Barrel Gaming on Wednesday at 7 p.m. US Eastern as well. Check that out. And then we'll hopefully be on with See Money and Doodle. I'll be on Friday, 8-ish p.m. US Eastern time, and we'll be back next Saturday.
Yes, and I will get the time down. I will get the time right next time, fellas. Thank you, everybody, for listening today, watching, whether live or after the fact, on demand. Yeah. I appreciate you guys. And
shout out to everybody who's here in the U.S. It's Labor Day weekend.
Labor Day weekend.
3
days.
Enjoy. Yeah, enjoy the day off. Hopefully you'll have fun with family.
Yeah, my daughter
Uh,
just started school, and now she's gonna have a 3-day weekend, so she's happy. And maybe I'll use this time to go hunt for Bigfoot. Maybe hunt
there
for
you
that
go.
guy. Anyways, until next time, guys. You guys, until next time, have a great weekend, a great week, and I will be back. We will be back. So until next time, game on, game on, game on, game on. Where's my button? Game on, game on. Just being stupid.